Hey guys, so let's talk about what are the best marketing strategies for CPA firms. Now, I'll just let you guys know, we are open for enrollment for the Six Figure Firms Mentorship Program. There's going to be a link down inside of the description below for you to book a call to see if I can help you go and reach your goals with your practice. Now, diving into this video, okay, so whenever we think about marketing for CPA firms, I love to utilize social media. Okay, social media. Everyone knows that they should be using it. Most people don't actually know how to use it. Now we're thinking about the big three platforms. Okay, that is Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Now again, most people know that they're supposed to be using it. Most people don't know how to actually utilize it to bring in dollars and to actually have a return on their time investments. Now, number one, okay, there's a couple different things that I see. So most people have one of two problems. The first problem is that they're posting religiously. So they're going like, twice a week, 5 times a week, 6 times a week that they're posting on Facebook or posting on Instagram or posting to their Facebook business page, but they either get no responses, no results, no likes, and it just kind of feel like you're shouting into this void and you're just hearing crickets, right? But then there's another problem that some people have, which is arguably worse than the first problem. It's you're getting a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of shares, and it feels like you're making a lot of progress. It looks like you're moving forward. Whenever you go and really try and take that attention to the bank, nothing, you don't get any money. Everyone's like, oh, talk to me later. Oh, not really interested. Oh, I was just trying to support you. Oh, I just liked your post. And we have to really start finding that happy medium, okay? Because we want to make sure that we're making posts, but we're getting engagement and we're getting strategic engagement, meaning that the engagement that we're getting is going to lead to us being able to make some money off of that. Because to be honest, like the only time that someone's going to see me on social media is if I'm trying to either teach them, educate them, or trying to help them, give me some money in return. That's the bottom line with social media. A lot of people think it's to become famous. A lot of people think it's to get your message out there. For me and for the students that I train, it's about how do we get a return on either our money investment or our time investment. So kind of jumping into this, okay? So you need to make sure that you can start focusing on 2 platforms at a time. Okay? I know there's 3, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, but for most people, if you don't have a team or if you don't have like an admin to run the marketing for you, we need to focus on 2. Okay, the reason why we're doing 2 is because one is going to stand for familiarity, the second one is going to stand for prospecting and being able to attack and directly drive dollars into our pocket. So if you're gonna go the first one, okay, so Facebook, I love Facebook because there's such a strong community element. Now, what I mean by that is there's things like Facebook groups, there are Facebook likes pages, there are fan pages, and there's all these places and pockets where people are going and they're communicating. Now, if you know how to strategically go and insert yourself inside of those conversations, it makes it very easy for them to really start coming to you. A good example, this is my student JT. Now, JT, when he was first getting started, like he was trying to use like Upwork and he was trying to use like Bark and all these kind of platforms where people go and like put out like that they need some help and then you go and submit a proposal. What we ended up switching to was going and utilizing Facebook groups. So for his particular demographic, he likes nonprofits and he likes what was the second one? I think it was like tech startups, right? So the first thing you have to do is you have to go in there and you have to go and build a list of just hundreds of different groups. Okay, and you have to start really figuring out like where are the best groups for you. In some cases, if you're going for just tax returns, then you can be a little bit more promiscuous with the groups that you're in because you're looking for a high volume of people. Versus if you're looking for more high dollar either CFO services or high value bookkeeping or monthly services, you need to be very very targeted in the groups that you go to because business owners that are doing 6, 7, and 8 figures per year are generally not going to be in the same groups as someone who's making, who doesn't have a business is going to be in. So you have to be very, very, very strategic with that. And there's a couple ways you can start flushing people out to really see who is who. Number one, you could go inside of the Facebook groups and you can ask a question that only a higher level business owner either would know to answer or would have a problem like that it raises the hand. For example, you can ask a question about like what was the biggest mistake you had when hiring new contractors. Someone who doesn't own a business, someone who has like a startup like that just got started, is not going to be the person that responds to that question. The only people who are going to do that are the people who are doing 6, 7, and 8 figures, the ones that have actually had to hire contractors, the ones that are thinking about expansion, the ones that are moving. Another question is, what was it like when you broke your first $1 million in sales for your business? Okay, just you have to start brainstorming. You have to start thinking. I'm not going to give you all these on like, just this one video because I don't want to give away like a huge amount, right? Another reason for that is because you have to be very creative when it comes to social media marketing and it comes to you thinning the herd. Because what generally starts to happen is, and you'll see this in like certain like really large groups of like digital marketers, is they all start asking the same exact questions. And people become very, very either like dull to it or they become very immune to the marketing and they see that you're trying to get them to take a certain response. So for that reason, you have to be very, very creative. Now, another thing to note is that with these questions, you don't necessarily have to just be like, targeting and trying to poach the right people. It's more about you need to start learning how to get conversation going and then being able to really see who is who inside of the community. And then what you can do is you cross-reference those people on LinkedIn. So remember how earlier we were talking about you need two platforms, one for familiarity and two for prospecting. Okay, so the reason why I go with LinkedIn is because LinkedIn Sales Navigator, that is LinkedIn's top tier premium version, allows you to be able to use LinkedIn like a CRM. So you can go see what kind of company that person has. You can see how many employees or contractors that person has. You can see how many years in business they've been. You can see what regions they serve. You can see how many strategic partners they have. You can even see how much revenue they're making. There's a lot of like really filtered down sections inside of Sales Navigator that allows you to be able to see who you're actually speaking to. So that's why inside of the Facebook groups, you can ask more broad questions because you know that you have this list of people who you can then go research on LinkedIn. Now, once you've researched those people, you need to start having conversations with them. Okay, let's even take a step back. Now, before we have conversations, notice what we're doing with the Facebook. We were trying to build familiarity and we were trying to build trust. So we're asking questions, we're going inside the comment section, we are interacting with people, we're getting people to start knowing our faces. Now, that's really good for getting people to trust you. Now, when we talk about LinkedIn and we're talking about actually going and reaching out to people, that's where the dollars start coming into your pocket. Okay, a lot of people do one or they do the other. So some people just build these big communities and build a lot of friends, but they never actually reach out to people and try and ask them to get on the phone call. Or they just go and just hunt like millions of people on LinkedIn. They just spam. Do you want some help? 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 And then they get really ghosted because no one trusts them and no one knows them. So if you can balance the two, it's going to be very, very effective for you. Now, keep in mind, like I can probably hear some of you thinking like, that's going to take a lot of time. Not really. I mean, it takes probably about 30 minutes maximum if you're doing this correctly. It just comes down to you have to develop the skill set of training your eye to be able to know exactly what to look for. And once you know what to look for, it's a very easy conversation towards getting them to respond to you. Once you've gotten them to respond to you, your next goal is to get them to start talking about their pains, their problems, their hopes, and their desires. Once they have done that, and once you have a good message sequence that gets them to do that, it's a very simple call to action. All you have to say is, hey, do you want to hop on the phone to see if I can help you with this? If they've already told you all the different things they're struggling with, they're going to say yes. It's a very high conversion right there. Now, once you do that, you just got to lock them down on the sales call. Make sure you're providing a lot of value. Make sure that you are sitting inside of the pain. Make sure you have a good flow. Make sure you built some rapport. And then make sure you're pricing your service correctly so that when the person says yes, you're actually, maximizing that dollar per client. Hopefully this has helped you out, okay? I know we covered a pretty wide range of things, and what I'm going to be doing in the future is I'm going to be making more specific videos. So if you haven't already, on side of this channel, there's a section underneath the video section that talks about weekly free trainings. And inside of those, I actually show you guys breaking it down step by step by step, exactly what my successful students are doing in order to go and grow their business. So being able to get on clients between $500 to about $6,000 per month for services like bookkeeping, virtual CFO, and more of the monthly accounting and bookkeeping services. Now, once again, if you want some help, you want to avoid, taking all the time to go and learn and research this stuff. If you want the fastest, quickest path to being able to go and reach your goals with your accounting, your bookkeeping, or your CPA practice, go ahead and click on the link below, and it's going to send you to my calendar. and it's going to allow you to be able to book a call with me to see exactly how I can help you out. If that's you, I'd love to see you on the call. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.